Trucks carrying this toxic waste have neighbors in Ohio really nervous because if there's an accident, they want to know just what those trucks are hauling, and they don't think the state is doing enough to keep them safe.
It makes no sense to me. If they have the authority to test it, if they have the ability to test it, they need to be doing it.
Athens County neighbor Elisa Young is a grassroots organizer who obtained results from West Virginia's Department of Environmental Protection on some of their drilling wastewater.
The results from that were really scary to me. It showed a pH of 1.5 in one of the samples, which is more acidic than hydrochloric acid. It had a lot of arsenic, a lot of heavy metals.
Large amounts of drilling waste from West Virginia and nearly 90% of Pennsylvania's waste are trucked to Ohio. The drilling industry may know what's in this waste. We don't.
The Appalachian Highway is one of many routes where drilling waste is hauled into Ohio from other states and then dumped into local injection wells.
For days, I followed out-of-state brine haulers as they drove through communities and farmland on their way to one of Athens County's 4 injection wells. This is a typical day for an Athens County well called Hahn number 2, where tanker after tanker dispose of drilling waste in a well permitted for on average 200 barrels a day. Through a records request, I found in the months of November and December 2011, more than 53,000 barrels of drilling waste were disposed of in just this well alone. That's more than 5 times the average for the 46 days reported. The kicker? These numbers come from the company who owns the well. ODNR doesn't have monitors on injection wells to authenticate industry-generated numbers. Young and the Athens County EMA director both worry about the effects of a surface accident involving drilling fluids coming into their county.
When we don't know what that material is, it creates some issues within the response community of are we putting our first responders in danger.
By law, Ohio can't stop the out-of-state waste haulers from disposing their waste here, but should the public know more about what chemicals this waste contains? Weeks in advance, I set up an interview with the chief of the Oil and Gas Division at the Ohio Department of Natural Resources to get answers, only to have it canceled the day before. The reason they say, his schedule is too busy. So I took my questions to the State House, where 2 new proposed Ohio bills, one in the House committee and another passed by the Senate, are trying to deal with the disposing of drilling fluids. The Senate version would make drillers report chemicals used in drilling from cradle to grave. The House version requires drilling companies to test the waste fluids before it goes into an injection well. House sponsor Jay Goyle says he has concerns about ODNR's enforcement.
I believe that the rules and regulations at ODNR are woefully inadequate to monitor injection wells.
Representative Goyle says one company was looking at his community as a way to dispose of large quantities of drilling waste.
The company has said that they plan to or hope to bring the brine in through rail from Pennsylvania.
Goyle's bill would let communities test drilling waste before it's disposed in their area. Ohio charges in-state drillers 5 cents a barrel and out-of-state drillers 20 cents a barrel to dispose of drilling waste here.
If our laws are so protective and stringent, why are these people spending all of this money to haul it all the way here?
A recent law allows Ohio to tax the waste and raise nearly $1.5 million in revenue, and some of that money will pay for additional inspectors. But without new laws in place, Representative Goyle says it's unlikely those inspectors will be used to help communities find out what chemicals and drilling waste are being disposed of beneath them. In Athens County, Rick Reitzel, NBC4.